Welcome in to the Rookie Mistakes Podcast. I'm your host, Trades for Days. And this is week 13. Yeah, week 13. And our top performers of the week was Chad with 176 points. I've blown it up. And Pedro in second with 168. And Chris Garza with 154. Great week. We are down to 8 days to help the playoffs begin. Boys, it's coming. Faster than I anticipated. We're almost there. Week 13, let's see the matchups this week. See if we get us a rookie mistake. A real rookie mistake, you dig? Let's get in the first matchup. It is going to be Dookie Squad versus Stroker Ace Logan. I'm not going to mess it up when you got to like that. I'm just kidding. I most definitely will. Dookie Squad, Blake got the win this week, 138.46 to 117.32. He is in 6th place in the league, currently at 6-7. And I'm sorry to say it, but Logan, you are officially eliminated from playoff contention. You are 3-10 on the season, sitting in the 12th spot. But if you can get a couple dubs, if you can get this dub, you can dodge being in last place. And that is something you need to think about. Because I don't know who's going to win, and the punishment is, I mean, like always, we'll give the three options. And I do kind of want to mix it up. If you do not do, I want to make it where there's a way out. Not so much like it's got to be significant where you definitely want to do the punishment over, the other option, but I want to change it up to I'm going to take it up for a vote, but if you do not want to do a punishment, which some of you guys will most definitely want to get out of, we may just do like you have to throw in an extra 100 or something before the next season, and that goes strictly into the Grandmaster, like the pot, or we'll figure something out like an option, but it has to be significant so that you don't want to do it. I know $100 is steep, but it's kind of like a way out, so it's got to be something significant where you don't want to do that over a punishment. But that's for later. I didn't mean to bring that up in the middle of a matchup, but we'll throw that idea around and maybe some other ideas later on, after playoffs are done, and we'll kind of see what options we may want to change in the league, because ultimately I don't want to lose anybody, and I want people to stay in, and I want to build on the league. I like the group we have. I mean, I don't see too many problems. I just appreciate all of you guys being in every year and sticking with it, and we didn't have as much shit talking this year, so we'll definitely have to change that up, and hopefully I could do that with this podcast. I could throw some things into this podcast, make it bigger than what it is, and I'm definitely getting some new podcast equipment, and I might take this a little more serious and actually make a decent product. I know this is still pretty bush league. I know it's not great, but it can be if I just actually put a little more effort into it and try to give you guys an actual product that is worth watching or listening to, whatever it is that you do. And yeah, I mean, it'd be awesome if I can. I plan on making shirts for everybody. I don't know how far along that came because of where I was going to get my shirts. I was going to have my wife make them through the stuff that we had, but then the machine that we have is not working the way we thought. So that's kind of been postponed until we can figure that out. And then we'll go from there. And that's just another thing just on me, for me to, you know, give it to you guys for being in the league and making it just that much more like a reason to compete in the league, you know? Because like ultimately I want to win, but I don't. It's not. It's just this is something I look forward to every year, so I definitely want everyone to be more involved. And like I don't have to win to enjoy this league. That's always a bonus. So I like it. You know, this is definitely one of the leagues out of all my leagues that I'm in several money leagues, so it's not like it's just because it's money. It's because I don't know. I mean, obviously it's my league, so you would think, but I mean, I'd want you guys to feel the same way about this league as I do. So keep building on it, try to make the best options in this league that we can, and keep everybody wanting to stick to it. And I'm only saying this because the season's wrapping up, the regular season, so I didn't mean to carry on like that. Let's get into the matchups. My bad. So Dookie Squad, his team looked like this. He had Dak Prescott with 28.26. What a game that was. He had CMC with 22.3. Travis Etienne with 17.9. Wonder how that's going to look. Now, T-Law he looked pretty bad. Pretty banged up. Christian Kirk didn't look great either. Chris Godwin only 7. D-Hop with 18.9, finally. Hollywood with 0. Jason Sanders with 10. And the Chargers defense 19. Dang. That was a shit game, though. My Lord. On your bench, you had the Dolphins D for 13. 2 pretty solid Ds on the week. Didn't matter, though. You got the dub this week. Stroke race, Logan. I said it again, dude. Stroker race. Stroker ace, Logan. 117 points on the week. He had T-Law with 25.12. Sucks, man. That does definitely suck. He's been finally catching on and starting to look like legit. I mean, towards the end of the season, and then he goes down like this. You could definitely tell he's pissed. You had Brandon Cooks with 16.5. Ferguson with 19.7. And the Falcons D with 21. Sheesh. On your bench, you had Matthew Stafford 22. Didn't matter, though. Solid matchup there. Hope that wasn't important. Something about the playoff schedule or something. Next matchup, we had Dumpster Fire. Pedro, 6-7 on the season. Sitting in the 7th spot. You are not fully in playoffs. You still have a chance to lose, I believe, to miss out. I think, yeah, it's going to be tight. I mean, I think you got it, but who knows, you know? And you beat AP 15 Aaron Pitts on the week, 168.72 versus 135.18. Aaron is sitting in 5th in the league and with an 8-5 record. He is in the playoffs. He made it. Dumpster Fire's team looks like this. He had Jared Goff with 16.32, David Montgomery 12.5, DK Metcalf 37.4, going off. Finally, it's like he put every week that he could possibly, like, top performing weeks into one. That's all. And I don't even think it's necessarily him. I just think that freaking offense doesn't know what they got in you, DK. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, bro. Brandon Ayuk, 15.6. George Kittle, 10. Puka Nacua coffee. He had 23.9. Mike Evans, 29.2. Dude went off. What a career he's had. 1,000 yards every season he's been in the league. Dude's a stud. And to think, I didn't think he'd be worth a shit this year. What a dummy I am. Matt Amendola with 10 points at kicker. On your bench. Dang. On your bench, you had Brock Purdy with 29. Curtis Samuel with 10. That was about it. Then we have AP 15. Sounds like a PlayStation. AP 15. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Sam Howell with 19.18 on the week. Eckler just freaking shit in the bed, my guy. McLaurin was 0. What a stinker. Miami put it on him, though. Sam Laporta, tight end, 29 points. My gosh. Damn, Rashee Rice with 14.4. Michael Pittman, 27.5. And the Colts D with 20. Sheesh. You lost by 33 still. What was on your bench? Well, you had Russell Wilson, 15 on your bench. Antonio Gibson, 11 on your bench. And Jagus Ian with 13.2. Wouldn't have changed anything, though. Great win by Pedro. Oh, here's a close one. We had Lot Lizard. Stewie, 6 and 7 on the season, sitting in the 8th spot. He is not a guarantee shoo-in yet on the playoffs. He scored 105 on the week versus the Goods, getting his second loss on the week with 97 points. He is sitting at 11 and 2 on the season, still in first place. I wanted to point this out. I'm not calling Austin out on this, obviously. We know that you guys are buddies, and I'm not saying there was anything going on here, but because at first I was gonna say something. You didn't have anybody in your flex spot that Saturday night, I believe, because I was overlooking everything, seeing play a lot, overlooking stuff and just checking people out, and I noticed that you didn't have nobody in your flex spot, and I'm like, I was gonna give you time. Obviously, I wasn't gonna just go jumping into conclusions and assuming that, whatever. But you filled it in. Of course, you did. You could have put in a different running back, but I don't think you did anything wrong. So, I mean, it is what it is. You still could have won that. I mean, who would have seen your Cowboys defense only getting, -1? But at first I was gonna point something out, but I think you did all right with what you had on your team, how it was built, regardless of whatever happened. There's nothing wrong there. And I only bring this up because there's a couple people that mentioned something because of the playoff positioning, and they were kind of worried about you just giving it up to Stewie just so he could have a better chance of getting in. But yeah, you didn't do anything wrong. I mean, your team's filled out. You didn't have another running back. Could you have picked up one? Yes, but I'm not as a leader of a league. I'm not going to go in there and tell you got to go pick somebody up because your team, you have everybody in a spot. I mean, you know what I mean? So, sorry to point that out. Nothing wrong there. I'm just trying to clear it up with everybody else. Why nothing was done. There's nothing wrong with that. And if we do want to change things in the future, saying you have to start an eligible player that is playing, we can do that in the future, but we never established anything like that, prior to the season. So I couldn't have done nothing there. So as far as that was legal. There's nothing wrong with it. And I'm sure other people have done it this season and didn't realize it. So it's like, you can't really get mad about anything. It is what it is. The Law Lizard getting the dub this week, 105.08 versus the Goods, Austin, 97 points. Lot Lizard's team looked like this. J Love coming in with 23.68 points. Jerome Ford, 14.2. Chuba Hubbard, 22.4. He needs to stick around, man. I know he's been there for a while. Just crazy that it took this long for them to actually give him. I guess they did have CMC, so that's probably a big part of that. Dante Johnson, 13.3. Boy, was that a tough game to watch. Elijah Moore, 12.3. He looked pretty solid with Bo Flacco. But already sounds like they're going back to the other guy. Don't know why. He still look like he's got the throwing power there, but never really was much more than a safe bet at QB. Never really did anything worth watching anyways. Go over to the Goods. Austin, He had Patrick Mahomes with 13, which is just, what the heck is going on there? Kyren Williams, 20.20. Dude is a freak. And it changes the Rams completely. I mean, wow. They look an entire different team with Kyren in that game. Keenan Allen went 10.8. Travis Kelce, 12.10. Trey McBride, 22.9. Finally got rid of Zach Ertz, my ball Zach Ertz. And then you had Christian Watson on your bench with 27.6, which means you get the rookie mistakes of the week. I haven't given it to you, and I know you're still sitting way up there at the top, but I just had to do it. I had to be sure to give it to you this week. You started somebody that was out, and of course, Watson doesn't fill in that spot regardless. But wide receiver, you could have started Amari Cooper. You could have started Christian Watson over Amari Cooper, won this week. You could have started him over T. Higgins. I don't know if you would have, but it was an option. And I just had to give it to you this week. I don't think it's ever happened to you this season, so. And I don't know if I'm going to find anybody else that close to the matchup. So, get off my motherfucking screen, bruh. Next matchup. What the is going on? Next matchup. Bend over and take it. 176.26 versus 154.68. Dang, I didn't realize you guys matched up. That sucks for Chris. My bad, big dog. Oh, man. You're 5-8 on the season, sitting in the 9th spot, trying to fight to get in. You were competing with, I believe, Stewie and Pedro to jump into that last spot. Rooting for you, big dog. Rooting for you all. My bad. Bend over and take it. He is 9-4 in the season, sitting in the 2nd spot. I know what you're doing, Chad. Trying to get in that other side of the bracket so you don't have to go at Austin. I feel you. And I'm really hoping to for the just stars to align for me not to be in that side of the bracket either. I'm kind of hoping that you guys are on the same bracket, if I'm being honest. So one of the 2 top dogs go down. Man. But, man, your team is looking pretty good. You had C.J. Stroud with 16 points. Alvin Kamara, 28.9. Gersh. Do I regret trading him? Derrick Henry, 25 points. I give it to you there, Chad. You did tell me that he would still be good. He'd still got it. And I thought he'd get traded. It just didn't happen. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 12.9. C.D. motherfucking Lamb Chops, 32.6. Cortland Sutton still staying consistent. Consistent Sutton. Yes, darn it. He's 15.7. Joe Mixon, surprisingly, 29.7. Almost a 30-piece. My gosh. And nothing on the bench. Didn't need it, though. Put up a freaking massacre today. Chris's team. Chris, G90. What's the 90 for? Curious. Isaiah Pacheco, 21.3. Raheem Mostert, 12.1. Deebo Samuel, 35.8. Devontae Smith, 24.6. Evan Ingram, 23. Cooper Kupp, Coffee, 15.9 finally. Had a game, I think. I mean, Puka did go out for a minute, but not enough to. He came back, so it all worked out. And then Zeke Elliott's on your bench. Boy, is he going to be a good start next week. Sucks for me, though. I had Stevenson. Really needed him during playoffs. That does suck for me. And that was that matchup. Next matchup, we have Fuck Around Find Out. Sitting at 9-4, sitting at the 3rd spot, fighting for 2nd. You play. Ooh, damn. 2-point game here. I'm going to have to take that back from Austin. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's happened. I've given it far too many times to Sheldon this year. He scored 146.82 points versus Flap Jackson Baby-Backs. Sheldon Joyce, 144.28 on the week. He is sitting at 3-10 in the 11th spot. He is out of playoff contention. Brandon, he had Jalen Hurts with 23.92. Rashad White, 19.6. He's looking pretty legit in this new offense they got going. Nico freaking Collins, 34.1. I bet he goes off for the next few weeks. Jalen Waddle, 10. James Conner, 22.5. Finally had himself a game against my freaking Steelers. And Sheldon Joyce had Jay Herbie with 7.98. That is what lost you this game. What is with the freaking Chargers? Tony Pollard, 17.3. Devon Achane, 25.3. And almost said Antonio Brown. Holy shit. A.J. Brown, 19.4. Romeo Doubs, 11.2. Taysom Hill, 15.4. Chris Olave, 16.9. Zay Jones, 12.8. Brandon Aubrey, 15. Boy, did you have guys. Every freaking one but your quarterback went double digits this week. Well, in your defense. Damn. I couldn't give it to you anyways. You lost by 2, but... And none of the positions you could have swapped out and done any better. I mean, you dodged that one either way. On your bench, you had Dameon Pierce with 10 and Jameis Williams with 10 as well. That was that matchup. I really needed you very badly to get that dub there, Sheldon, so I can have a better chance at a higher seat. You dig? But you didn't, so I'm pretty well screwed. Next matchup, we had Trades for Days, myself, versus Shelky 13. I scored 128 points to Shelky's 65.7. He had the most bad luck I've ever seen in a matchup in my life. Several people got hurt. Several people on bye. Just nothing worked out for him this week. And I am truly sorry for being the reason you have been eliminated from playoffs. Sucks. I was there last year, and that did not feel good. I am sitting at 8-4 on the season, sitting in the 4th spot. I had Tua with 19. Breece Hall consistently putting up 10 points every freaking week. Bijan Robinson, 10.9. Jamar Chase, surprisingly, 31.62. Thank you, Browning. Dude looks okay. Tyreek Hill went off for 32 points as well. Everybody else pretty well shit the bed. On my bench, I had Kyler Murray, 11. Didn't matter. Had a few guys on bye, but it's not looking so good for me, I gotta say. Shelky's team looked like this. He had Zach Charbonnet, 16.9. George Pickens, 12.6. Javonte Williams, 10. The Jets defense, 10. And everybody on his bench was on bye. And Jonathan Taylor was hurt. So that sucks. I'm sorry. That is our Week 13 matchups. Going on to Week 14, boys. Last week of the regular season. This is where it ends. And we start a new beginning. The real deal. Where everything's on the line. Lose one, you're out. You're fucking out. You dunskies. Fucking sausage hands, motherfuckers. Yeah, it's been a wild season. I mean, especially even for me. I mean, I come all the way back from starting 0-4, which doesn't sound that bad right now. But in that moment, Okay, in that moment, it was a scary place. All right? It was not a fun time for me. That is just dandy. What a season, boys. Who would have seen every damn quarterback going out this year? I didn't. Crazy. Been a wild season. I keep saying the same thing, and I apologize. That means it is time to go. You guys have a great week. Not better than me, though. Peace.